Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name's Kaylee and these are my books. Today's video is super exciting because it is a Readathon announcement. I am a co-host to PREDICTATHON Readathon, which is created by Lexie from Books with Lexie. I'm going to have Lexie's video linked in the description box below because she has so many more details. This video is just basically me saying, hey, I'm participating in this, go check out Lexie's video, and here's my TBR. But to give you the basics, the very brief basics, the point of this readathon is for us to read books that we are going to predict that we are giving 5 stars. So the goal is to read a bunch of 5-star books for this readathon. There are a bunch of wonderful co-hosts, including me, Lexie as the creator from Books with Lexie, Michelle from Michelle's Library, Gabby from Ola Books, Rye from Rye's Reading Corner, Aoife from Pretty Purple Polka Dots, that's a bit of a tongue twister name, I had to do that take so many times, and Monica from A Little Bit of Monica. All of the other co-hosts along with Lexie, the creator, will be linked in the description box below. But this readathon takes place in the first 2 weeks of December, so it's December 1st to December 15th, and there are 5 prompts. You can read one book that fits all 5 of the prompts, you can read 5 different books, like you can double up on prompts, that's okay. But I'm gonna go through the prompts and let you know what book I will be reading for each prompt. So the first prompt is to read a book by an author you've previously given 5 stars to, and I chose All the Feels. This is the same author, Olivia Dade, that wrote Spoiler Alert, and Spoiler Alert is one of my favorite contemporary romances of all time. I read it this year, gave it 5 stars. It's going to be in my top 10 romances of the year because I loved it. And this is book 2, All the Feels. I also have a very pretty copy, so I'm excited to read it. And this is a contemporary romance following a movie star or a TV star, a famous actor, let's put it that way. Following a famous actor who recently has had a bit of a public falling out and he is having trouble being booked, and his personal assistant who is just trying to make sure that he does stay booked and he behaves in public. These characters are a little bit in Spoiler Alert, and I really loved both of these characters in Spoiler Alert, so I'm very excited to see their story in All the Feels. The next prompt is to read a book with your favorite trope, and I chose The Last Graduate because my favorite trope is a magic school. This is book 2. The first book is A Deadly Education, and this is basically a very, very deadly magic school that all teenagers have to go through, and they have to graduate from this magic school in order to go out in society and practice magic. But the catch is, if you don't graduate, you die. Like, this is a you graduate or you are killed trying to graduate type of school. So it's incredibly brutal. Fits with the dark academia theme. I loved Deadly Education. I gave it 5 stars. So I'm really excited to continue the series with The Last Graduate. The next prompt is to read a book that someone with a similar reading taste to you gave 5 stars. And I chose The Collective because my mom gave this book 5 stars. And my mom and I typically agree on thrillers oftentimes. We both like thrillers that a lot of other people hate, and we both hate thrillers that a lot of other people love. So she gave The Collective 5 stars. She said it's one of her favorite books, so I'm really excited to finally get to The Collective. I believe this is a revenge thriller following a group of moms that take action, take revenge against the people that wronged them and their children. And you can see the little catchline here is no killer goes unpunished. So I'm incredibly excited. I love revenge thrillers. They're one of my favorite things to read about. And since my mom gave this 5 stars, I'm excited to see if I will give it 5 stars. The next prompt is to read a book that you've been putting off that you think you're going to give 5 stars to, and I chose This Might Hurt because I actually won this in a Goodreads giveaway. So this is an arc of the book, and it was released in February 2022. So of course I'm very late in reading this arc. I got it way before it got released and never got to it, but I think I'm going to give this 5 stars because I loved this author's other thriller, Darling Rose Gold. I gave that one 5 stars, thought it was amazing. And this thriller is about a cult, I believe, and I love cult books. I haven't really seen anyone talk about this book, so I am kind of worried that a lot of people ended up hating it and just haven't mentioned it. But I haven't seen bad reviews either. I just haven't seen any reviews, so maybe I just missed them, maybe they're out there, but I'm excited to try this out. And this is you know, obviously I've been putting it off since it is an arc and I've had it for a while. Cult story plus an author I already love makes me excited. And then the last prompt is to read a book in the genre that you've given the most 5 stars to. This is hard for me because I actually don't know what genre I give the most 5 stars to. I just went with fantasy because that's like my tried and true. Like, maybe if you went through the span of all of my reading, Fantasy would have the most 5 stars because I used to only read fantasy. I've been reading other genres for a couple of years now, but all through my teenage years and early adulthood, I only read fantasy, so I think technically fantasy is the answer. But for this prompt, I've chosen Ruin by John Gwynne. This is book 3 in the Faithful and the Fallen series, book 1 being Malice, and I have not read book 2 yet, but I'm hoping to get to that in November so that in the first 2 weeks of December, I can read book 3, Ruin. I gave Malice 5 stars. I'm really hopeful that I will love Valor as well. And so therefore, I really want to read Ruin and make sure I'm not lagging behind in the series. That way I can just read all 4 books close-ish to the same time. But yeah, so here's my TBR plus Ruin by John Gwynne. Ruin is hefty, so this is kind of a hefty TBR, but we have 2 weeks, you know, we have 2 full weeks. It's not just a week-long readathon, we have 2 weeks. So I wanted to challenge myself by giving myself a different book for each prompt. But you do not have to give yourself 5 different books to read. If you know me and you know the host, you know we all love to sprint fairly often, so I'm sure there's gonna be tons of sprints for this readathon, and I just love that this readathon really is putting emphasis in 5-star reads, so our TBRs could all be so different. So I'm very excited to see what your TBRs will be. Let me know down in the comments if you're going to be participating, and if you are going to be participating, what books do you think you're going to read? If you liked this video, please like and subscribe for more content, and I'll see you next time. Bye!